under 14 on each bars. In third place, Dave Martin. Second place, Dean Rosa. And first place in the under 14s on even bars, L. Dean. In the 14s and over parallel bars, Chris Klein. Second place, W. Percival. And winner of the 14s and over parallel bars, M. Bryn.
She does the cameras and all the time.
Can we
Righto.
get it?
Righto.
Not the full
It's pretty hard to whack it because you don't know what's going on, do you?
What's going on?
Right? Do you want to give me a cuddle?
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me very great pleasure to welcome you all here this afternoon on this very auspicious occasion. As you are all aware, we were involved in the Blacktown City Games over the past week, and it is quite an honor to have our Mayor, Mr. Aquilina, and the organizer of the Games, or the chairman of the Games Committee, Councillor Bali, to be here with us today. It is quite a coincidence that the Blacktown Council should become a city in the same year as our golden jubilee of our St. Andrews Golf Course, and we are proud to be associated with the Blacktown City Games. Now I'd like to ask our president, Mr. Terry O'Loughlin, to come forward.
Thank you very much, Jim. As Jim has said, it's been our pleasure and our real honour to be associated with the Games of Blacktown City. It's my pleasure to introduce all you people to the Mayor of Blacktown to do the presentations to those people today. Thank you, John Aquilina.
Thank you, Jim, Terry, ladies and gentlemen. I'd just like to say how pleased I am to be here this afternoon, to be making these presentations on behalf of the Blacktown City Council and the Blacktown City Sports Council for the people who competed in golf in the Blacktown City Games. You know, aldermen at times do some crazy things, and earlier this year we started a petition to have Blacktown proclaimed a city, and everybody said, oh well, now these petitions have been going on since 1968 and it'll be another petition. But in March, Blacktown was proclaimed a city. Then a few of us got together and said, well, we can't allow Blacktown to become a city without making some sort of effort to ensure that the people remember the year of its proclamation. And we started up the Blacktown City celebrations. And we thought, well, we'll organise a parade in the city of Blacktown and see how the people will react to that. And we even thought of doing a crazy thing like closing Main Street on a Saturday morning. And sure enough, the business people in Blacktown rallied behind the idea of a parade, and the parade was held, and the people of the city of Blacktown turned out in their tens of thousands. In fact, it's been estimated somewhere between 80 and 100,000 people turned out on that day for the Blacktown City celebrations. Then we thought, well, what else do we need in the city of Blacktown? This area is noted for its sportsmen. Many of you people here now playing golf have been brought up in this area. You're sportsmen, and you've had the opportunities of, as children, of growing up in a district which has always given a high emphasis for sport. But we're mainly concerned about the young people in the district, the youth of the area, which is very keen on sport, and we're aware that there is a tremendous amount of young talent out in the Blacktown City area. And we thought, well, we'll hold the Blacktown City Games, and hopefully it'll achieve two things. One, it'll give the young people in our district an opportunity to compete on a professional basis and to further their competitive skills, and also too, will give them an opportunity to show just exactly what they can achieve, and hopefully through the publicity and through the various events that are held, the young people of the city of Blacktown, the sportsmen of the city of Blacktown, will be given some recognition throughout Sydney, New South Wales, and we hope in some fields also throughout the whole of Australia for what exactly can be achieved out in this district. And the response was overwhelming. More than 22,000 young competitors, and when I say young, I mean young, whether they be 82 or 4, and that gives you exactly the range of just how young our competitors were. And next Sunday afternoon, we'll have the youngest competitor, a 4-year-old figure skater, who will be skating up the ice skating ring. So we have young competitors, whether they be 82 or whether they be 4, and they have, I think, responded quite overwhelmingly to the Blacktown City Games concept. Certainly the response has far exceeded whatever any of the council aldermen, or whatever anybody in the council hoped to achieve through these. I've now spent quite a hectic week, along with Alderman Barley and many of the city aldermen, going around making various presentations in the 33 different sports involved. I don't quite exactly know where we'll go from here on. There are many people who want the event to be an annual thing. There are many people who never want the event to be held at all, particularly those who have been involved in the organisation. But certainly I think we need to consider whether or not we are going to hold the games on a regular basis. If not annually, then maybe every 4 years, or perhaps maybe every 2 years. We don't quite know yet. But I certainly hope that if you feel that the games have been worthwhile, that you'll make your feelings known to the council, and that we can use them as support in putting forward a proposition that we do start to organise these games on a regular basis, and not just a one-up thing in honour of the proclamation of Blacktown as a city. I'd like today to extend a very special congratulations to the various winners in the sections involved in the golf section of the Blacktown City Games. I hope that your participation in these games has been not only a worthwhile experience, but certainly an enjoyable experience, because after all, sport has two functions. One, it provides us with leisure, and two, it provides us with enjoyment. And I hope that the City Games have enabled you to increase your leisure and to increase your enjoyment and your participation in the sport you love to do most. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate being here this afternoon, and I appreciate being given the opportunity to say these few words and to make these presentations to the winners.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Now I'd like to ask our captain, Mr. Ernie Waddell, to come forward and assist the mayor in presenting these medals to the winners. First, we'll start off with the boys under 14. Young M.J. Kelly for a gold medal. The boys under 16 for gold, G. Coombe. The open men's, the first for a gold medal is R. Steele. In the girls under 14, we only had one competitor, young Joanne Beck, probably the youngest competitor in the field. You got me too, honey. For the open ladies, the gold, Mrs. Monty J. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you very, very much for your attendance here. I'm sure that you will agree with me that it's been very, very successful, and I personally would like to see it run every couple of years. But with those few parting words, once again, thanks for your attendance, and it's a pleasure to be associated with these games.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Mayor of Blacktown, Alderman John Aquilina.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like first of all to extend my very sincere congratulations on behalf of all of us present here to the competitors today. Not only the winners, but everybody who took part, and I'm sure you'll all join me in extending to them a very sincere congratulations. This particular event is quite a historic one. It brings to a close 3 weeks of very heavy activity in the Blacktown City Games. As the final event in the Blacktown City Games, we're sure that it will go down in the history of the city of Blacktown as being indeed a very important event. However, we can't allow an occasion like this to pass without a few appropriate words being said, not only about the beauty and the excellence of what we have seen here this evening, but also too about the games themselves, what they have meant to the people of the city of Blacktown, and most importantly, what they have meant to the young people of Blacktown, the children who are Blacktown's future. To make a few remarks on this, we have with us here today the Federal Member for Chifley, Mr. John Armitage.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, distinguished guests, citizens of Blacktown. I'm very happy to be here today at the wind-up of the Blacktown City Games. The facts are that Blacktown has arrived in every conceivable way. I've seen Blacktown since 1955, when it was a small bush town. I've seen it develop from then, and its people develop from then. And I can say that today we can be very proud of our city. The fact that we are a city, the fact that its people can produce artists such as we saw here today from Blacktown and surrounding areas right throughout the metropolis. In particular, I think we should compliment Alderman Charlie Barley for his particular work in being a part of the conception of the Blacktown City Games, which I hope will be a continuing project. And I understand that a fellow parliamentarian in the last few days has suggested that the 1988 Olympic Games should be held in Blacktown. I support that proposal, and in fact I'll go to the main source of revenue in this country, the Federal Treasurer, and suggest that they should start the action of funding such a project in the immediate future. But most sincerely, I do congratulate the Blacktown City Council. I congratulate all those associated with this project of the Blacktown City Games. I hope it is not the end. I hope it is only the beginning. We have the young people. This is where the centre should be for projects such as this. My congratulations to everyone, and particularly to the people of the city of Blacktown.
Thank you, John. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have with us this evening Mr. Tony Johnson, the State Member for Mount Druitt, a man who is well and truly aware of just what a great potential the young people of the city of Blacktown have. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tony Johnson, the State Member for Mount Druitt.
Thank you very much, John Aquilina, the Mayor of the City of Blacktown, Mr. John Armitage, the Federal Member for Chifley, distinguished guests all. I'm indeed very, very happy to have been associated with these first ever games in Australia by Blacktown City Council. I would like to take this opportunity in congratulating, firstly, the Mayor, the City Alderman, and in particular Alderman Charlie Barley, the President of the Sports Council, who has done a magnificent job in helping to organise these games. And indeed everyone associated with the organisation. It has been a very, very big event, and as I said before, it's the first time ever that they've been staged on such a large scale, because I understand that somewhere in excess of 17,000 competitors took part over the past 3 weeks. My congratulations also to all the competitors, and in particular tonight we witnessed some magnificent skating exhibitions here, and I think they'd be the finest you'd see anywhere in Australia. Once again, thank you for having me here. It has been my pleasure, and I can assure you that, as John Armitage said, Blacktown City has arrived. Thank you very, very, very much.
And in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I'd just like to make 1 or 2 remarks which I think are important for us to keep in mind. In the opening ceremony of the City Games, I made the statement that the Blacktown City Games were formulated for a few very basic and very important reasons. They were, firstly, part and parcel of the celebrations of having Blacktown proclaimed a city. And I'm sure you must agree with me that the Games have done justice to the great city of Blacktown and have celebrated the city proclamation in justifiable manner. They were also a way of bringing people together on a community basis, a way of mixing people and of combining people on a voluntary form, so as to ensure that the spirit of community consciousness, the spirit of community mindedness, which we have seen exemplified over the last few weeks, in fact over this whole year by the people of Blacktown, is fully utilised. I'm sure the people who have participated in the City Games on a voluntary basis have indeed been very rewarded by the success of their activities. The City Games have also given an opportunity for many young people to compete on a professional level. It has given greater opportunities to show what skills and what talent they do have. And certainly there have been so many sports involved in the Blacktown City Games that the diversity and the depth of talent has indeed been a real eye-opener, not only to the kids themselves, but also to us, the sometimes cynical grown-ups of the Blacktown City area, and to many, many people far and beyond the limits of our great city. In conclusion, I would just like to utter a very special thanks to the many, many people who have helped us out in so many ways. First and foremost, of course, is our own Alderman Charlie Barley, the President of the Blacktown City Sports Council, a man whose concept, whose imagination, whose enthusiasm goes far and truly beyond anything that could be confined by borders, by limits, or by even such a simple thing as human possibility. Charlie, to you and to all who've worked with you, and for the leadership you have given in all of these City Games, my very sincere thanks on behalf of the Blacktown City Council and everybody here. I'd like to also put in a special word of thanks to the many people who have had to work for these games. And, I know when it comes to council staff, sometimes people have various thoughts and feelings about just how much work is put in for various things. But certainly the council staff who have worked on the Blacktown City Games deserve every special praise, because they went, as the saying goes, far and beyond the call of duty. And in mind I have especially Jim Levy, and of course his good wife, Pam, and also to Pat Parker from our own Blacktown City Council, who is well known to the many, many people in the Blacktown City. And of course, there are the many voluntary workers on the Blacktown City Sports Council, the many organisers for the various sports who have really had a mammoth task to do. And sometimes when one thinks back about just what has been done and the vast volume of numbers of people who have been arranged and sorted out and slotted into times and venues, it is a mind-boggling thing. I'm sure if we all had it to look forward to, we never would have started it in the first place. So very many thanks to all of you people. I'd like to offer a special thanks to our sponsors who have contributed a considerable amount of funds towards these Blacktown City Games. In excess of $10,000, in fact, has been contributed by local business groups in the Blacktown City area, and without their support, the Games could not have been as magnificent as they are. In particular, while we're here, I'd like to thank the proprietors and the managers of the Blacktown International Ice Arena. If we look at the emblem behind us, we see that it reads Blacktown International Ice Arena, Australia. And I'm sure that in the years to come, that emblem is going to be seen on many, many television cameras in all parts of the world, as I know we will be able to attract the talent from overseas, and I know that we here in the city of Blacktown and people from elsewhere in New South Wales and Australia will be able to match those people from overseas, and it'll be nice indeed to see the city of Blacktown and the name of the International Ice Arena here in Blacktown, Australia, flashed over the television screens of other parts of the world. My sincere congratulations to the proprietors and to the managers for the work you have done and for the beautiful evening you've given us here. Thank you one and all. It's been a great time. We've had a lot of fun. We've learnt a lot, and it now gives me, with a bit of sadness, not much pleasure, but certainly a feeling of relief to be able to declare the Blacktown City Games for 1979 officially closed.